The Ford GT40 is one of the most iconic race cars in history, featuring a timeless design and a legendary story of its rivalry with Ferrari at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Its success not only shaped the world of motorsports, but also elevated the value of original GT40s to millions of dollars today. If you want to own a GT40 but can't find an original, some companies like Superformance offer high-quality replicas with near-perfect accuracy. However, the price for such a car can reach close to $300,000. So, how could you own a GT40 in the 1960s and 70s? Before Superformance emerged, there was only one company that offered enthusiasts the chance to own a GT40-inspired car without spending millions of dollars. This company was based in California and was known as Fiberfab. Not stopping at just one model, Fiberfab produced 3 different GT40-inspired kit cars, ranging from affordable kits to fully assembled vehicles with performance capable of competing with the supercars of the era. But Fiberfab didn't just assemble fiberglass bodies. They truly brought the dream of owning a GT40-inspired car to life for many enthusiasts. However, this story isn't just about high-performance machines. It also hides a tale of ambition, deception, and the shocking events surrounding a murderer. Behind Fiberfab, the company's founder led a life that took such a dark turn that many believe it reads more like a novel than reality. And the cars he helped create were only the beginning of a much greater tragedy. Fiberfab originated from a man named Warren Harding Goodwin, better known as Bud Goodwin. However, his journey in the fiberglass kit car industry didn't begin with Fiberfab. In fact, it started on an entirely different path. Before creating GT40-inspired models, Goodwin laid the foundation for his career in the sports car industry with a company called Sports Car Engineering, a business he founded himself. In 1957, Sports Car Engineering began making waves in the sports car market by specializing in importing fiberglass bodies from the UK-based company Microplast. These bodies were then rebranded as a model called the Spider and sold to American custom car builders, enthusiasts who were taking advantage of the booming gentleman's racing scene of the 1950s. But Bud Goodwin wasn't just a businessman, he was a true racer. He custom-built his own chassis to pair with one of these imported bodies, creating a race car for himself. However, rather than stopping there, his entrepreneurial mindset led to a bigger idea: bringing these lightweight racing bodies to the broader speed-loving community. With a starting price of just $300 for a bare fiberglass body, it became an extremely appealing option for budget-conscious racers who wanted a lightweight and track-optimized car. After all, reducing weight has always been a crucial factor in the world of racing. Thanks to his keen market awareness, Goodwin didn't stop at the Spider. He expanded his product lineup to include other models like the Tornado and Hurricane, helping to shape the kit car market in the years to come. In the early 1960s, sports car engineering had grown so successfully that Bud Goodwin was able to sell the company, marking a major milestone in his career. This was also the moment when Goodwin truly tasted his first big success. In 1964, he partnered with John Heer, a talented mold engineer, to found Fiberfab. While Goodwin had big vision and relentless ambition, Heer was a technical mastermind who brought the company's ideas to life. Fiberfab wasn't just another kit car company. It was built to become a dominant force in the American kit car industry. From its very inception, Fiberfab positioned itself as a market disruptor. Instead of simply importing and reselling fiberglass bodies, they decided to design and manufacture their own. This set them apart from competitors, allowing them to offer everything from replacement bodies for Corvettes to groundbreaking full sports car kits. Fiberfab quickly expanded its product lineup, catering to enthusiasts who craved speed but had limited budgets. Their kits were not only diverse but also affordable, making the dream of owning a unique sports car accessible without the need for a massive investment. However, It's important to note that Fiberfab's kits were vastly different from modern-day Factory 5 Cobra kits you can buy today. While today's kits come with complete parts lists and step-by-step instructions, making them relatively easy to assemble, Fiberfab's kits were a completely different story. What customers received from Fiberfab typically included a fiberglass body, some additional parts, and a basic assembly guide. Everything else was entirely up to them. Completing a kit like this required significant mechanical skills, creativity, and a great deal of patience. Clearly, these cars were not for the faint of heart, but when built properly, they looked truly stunning. Then came a major turning point for Fiberfab, a car that would define their reputation in the kit car industry: the Valkyrie. Launched in 1966, the Fiberfab Valkyrie is a GT40-inspired car, taking cues from one of the hottest cars in the world at the time. At a glance, you might mistake it for a real GT40, but upon closer inspection, you can notice some distinct design differences and slightly off proportions. That said, compared to most kit cars of its era, the Valkyrie still boasts an impressive design, enough to fool many car enthusiasts. It's important to remember that in the 1960s, there was no internet for quick fact-checking, and very few people had ever seen a real GT40 in person. To keep costs reasonable and production feasible, the Valkyrie had to make use of readily available parts. This meant using headlights from common production cars, a rear window from a Mustang, and various other components. These factors contributed to some noticeable differences from the original GT40 design. However, the Valkyrie was not just a fiberglass body mounted onto an existing chassis. Instead of repurposing the platform of another car, Fiberfab designed a custom tubular frame, allowing the vehicle to handle the real power of high-performance American engines. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Valkyrie was the turnkey version, a fully assembled model equipped with a 427 cubic inch 4 VV8 engine and a 5-speed ZF manual transmission, the same drivetrain used in the real GT40. This allowed the Valkyrie not only to look like a GT40, but also to deliver nearly equivalent performance. However, there was a major obstacle. The turnkey version of the Valkyrie was priced at a staggering $122,000 in 1966, 3 times the cost of a brand-new Corvette at the time. Fiberfab understood that this was far beyond the reach of most customers, so they also offered a kit version, which excluded the drivetrain and required buyers to complete the assembly themselves, priced at just $1,500. The Valkyrie kit included the body and some chassis components, but the majority of the assembly process was entirely up to the buyer. Even at a price of $1,500, when compared to a brand-new Ford Falcon at the time, which cost around $2,000, the Valkyrie's body and chassis alone were nearly as expensive as a fully assembled road-ready production car without the need for any additional assembly. As a result, the majority of Valkyrie sales came from kit versions, designed to accommodate Chevy or Ford small-block V8 engines. To make it easier for customers to complete their builds, Fiberfab used the suspension system from the Chevy Corvair, along with its transmission for the kit version. Therefore, if you wanted to assemble a Valkyrie, you would need a Corvair as a donor car, along with a compatible V8 engine. But if the $1,500 kit price plus the cost of additional parts was still out of reach, don't worry. Fiberfab had a more budget-friendly solution: the Avenger series. In terms of design, the Avenger closely resembled the Valkyrie but featured a longer rear section. The reason for this change was to lower production costs. Instead of requiring a custom tubular frame, Fiberfab designed the Avenger to be mounted on existing car platforms. The Avenger GT came in 2 main versions: the GT12 and GT15. The Avenger GT12 was designed with simplicity in mind. Much like many popular kit cars of the time, it used the Volkswagen Beetle chassis as its foundation. This meant that the Beetle's suspension, steering, and drivetrain were the default choices for the GT12. However, there was one crucial difference. If you look closely, the Volkswagen Beetle has its engine in the rear, whereas the Valkyrie's custom chassis was designed to accommodate a mid-mounted V8, similar to the GT40. Because of this, the Avenger GT12's body had to be lengthened to fit the new layout. Thanks to its Volkswagen-based platform, the kit was priced at just $695 according to period documents, plus the cost of donor parts, making it a much more affordable alternative to the Valkyrie kit. Next, the Avenger GT15 followed a similar concept, but instead of using a Volkswagen chassis, it retained Fiberfab's custom tubular frame. This meant that the GT15 could utilize the entire drivetrain from the Chevrolet Corvair, including its air-cooled flat-six engine and manual transmission. In fact, the Corvair's flat-six engine provided significantly better performance than the Volkswagen engine, not just in terms of power, but also in sound and driving experience. These kits had a starting price of $1,295. With 3 GT40-inspired models at different price points and an expanding product lineup, Fiberfab seemed to be at the peak of the kit car industry. However, as the company continued to grow, the ambitions of Bud Goodwin, along with his personal troubles, began to pose serious challenges. The company was still thriving, benefiting from the increasing popularity of unique kit cars, but behind the scenes, Goodwin's personal life was beginning to unravel, leading to shocking events in the years that followed. What should have been Fiberfab's golden era instead took a dark turn, permanently altering the company's legacy. A dramatic event unfolded in 1967 when founder Bud Goodwin was arrested. But what was truly astonishing was that, unlike most business collapses that stem from financial fraud or poor management, this arrest had nothing to do with money. Bud Goodwin was arrested on charges of murder, a case that sent shockwaves through the public and made headlines across California. The victim was none other than Jamaica Goodwin, Bud's wife, who was not only his life partner, but also played a crucial role in Fiberfab as the company's executive director. According to reports from that time, Goodwin returned home in the early hours and discovered Jamaica with another man inside their house. Enraged, he fired a warning shot, but moments later, a second shot was accidentally discharged, striking and killing Jamaica. This was the moment that changed everything. A fateful crime cost Goodwin everything, leading to the irreversible downfall of his life. Even more remarkably, this shocking revelation came just 1 month after Car and Driver magazine launched a series of articles guiding readers through the assembly of a Fiberfab kit, a promotional campaign that could have significantly boosted the company's sales. After being convicted of manslaughter, Bud Goodwin was sentenced to 1 year in county jail, a surprisingly light punishment given the severity of the case. But before he could serve his sentence, an unexpected twist occurred. On December 26, 1968, just 1 day after Christmas, Bud Goodwin was found dead in his jail cell, with the cause attributed to a heart attack. His sudden death marked the end of a turbulent life for a man who had once led the American kit car industry. With the founder's passing, Fiberfab's future became highly uncertain. A company that had once stood at the pinnacle of success was now teetering on the brink of collapse. But surprisingly, Fiberfab did not disappear. Despite the scandal and the unexpected loss, the company managed to survive, though it changed ownership multiple times in the years that followed. The dream Goodwin had built was not entirely dead, but without him at the helm, Fiberfab was never the same again. This is undoubtedly one of the strangest stories in automotive history, and I felt compelled to share it with you. Now, I want to hear your thoughts. Have you ever seen a Fiberfab-style GT40 kit car in person? And more importantly, did you know the crazy story behind them? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching the video. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me create more exciting videos like this. See you in the next video, car enthusiasts.